It is now my honor to introduce the Honorable Colin L. Powell, the 65th Secretary of State.
Well, thank you, Patrick, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pleasure to be with you this afternoon on this memorable occasion. Another memorable occasion was my first day as Secretary of State. And I was sitting in my office, and one of the senior members of the staff came in and closed the door and said, "Sir, I have to ask you something." And a lot of confusion in the building. I said, "What's wrong?" He said, "Well, what do we call you? Do we call you General or Mr. Secretary?" And I said, "By all means, it's Mr. Secretary. Now drop and give me 10. The longer I have been in public service and the more people have asked me about leadership over the years, leadership ultimately comes down to creating conditions of trust within an organization. Good leaders are people who are trusted by followers. Leaders take organizations past the level that the science of management says is possible. One of my sergeants back in the infantry school at Fort Benning almost 50 years ago, which is where I learned everything I ever got to learn about leadership, was at the infantry school. And he said to me one day, he said, "Lieutenant, you'll know you're a good leader when people follow you, if only out of curiosity." Admiral Bill Crow and I have in common the love of a good story. And one of the stories he and I have both told over the years has to do with a painting that's in the Pentagon between the 3rd and 4th floor as you go up the river entrance. It's a painting of a church, the inside of a church, on a bright sunlit morning. And in the painting, the church is empty with the exception of a family praying at the altar rail. The family consists of a mother, a young son, a young daughter, and a father in uniform. And the painting gives you the impression that they are praying silently one last time as the father goes off to war. As you look at this family with the sun streaming over the shoulder of the father, you sense that they are proud of their father and husband about to go off to war, but you also know that they are praying for his safe return. And every time I walk up those steps and every time I see that painting, a silent prayer comes to mind for all those who serve this nation in time of danger. And beneath the painting is an inscription from the prophet Isaiah. And the words read, "And the Lord God asked, 'Whom shall I send? Who will go for us?' And the reply came back, 'Here am I, send me.'" In the midst of the hustle and bustle of the Pentagon, the simple words of the prophet Isaiah serve as a constant reminder of the pledge made by each of our young soldiers and sailors, airmen, Marines, and Coast Guardsmen. "Here am I, send me."